Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, back for another review, and this time this is my second review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and my review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. Wanted to talk, can't stop talking about this film, and first I'm gonna give my history on how I saw the Ultimate Edition. Um, I've already seen Batman v Superman. I already saw Batman v Superman, what, about 5 times already, and I wanted to watch it again. And by accident, when I went to the website Putlocker to watch Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice again, um, the link, instead of taking me to the theatrical version of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, it took me to the Ultimate Edition. I thought I had to buy the DVD for the Ultimate Edition when it came out on DVD, when it was released on DVD. But I got to watch the Ultimate Edition, the entire 3 hour Ultimate Edition. I've recently just watched it for the second time, and like I said in my short review, this Ultimate Edition improves the film, and the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is the one that should have been released in theaters. Not only did it make the story clearer, not only did it make the story clearer, but it made Batman and Superman's motivations for fighting each other more clear, and it made Lex Luthor's plan to frame Superman more more clear in the beginning, where he had his company, the people working for his company, where he had, not only he had them shoot the people in Africa, but he piled up their bodies. He piled up their bodies, and then he had the African woman you see at the beginning. He had her, I think he had her lie and said Superman killed all those people, but later she had a change of conscience and tried to come clean and tell the truth. And when she did that, I think Lex Luthor, he sent, I keep forgetting his name, but the assassin, you see him throughout the film. He had the lead assassin in a brutal, scary scene. He pushed her in front of a train, killing her, killing her. Then of course you see Superman in Africa. You see Superman in Africa investigating. This is where he learns there's a new hero. There's a new vigilante running around. The Batman, and this makes it clear why Superman hates Batman. Yes, Superman's killed, but he's only killed by accident, or when he's need, or when he needed to, But you got Batman, who is brutal, even more brutal than this new edgier Superman. You got Batman, who is brutal, who is not only beating up people, but he is branding people. He is branding them people and setting them up to be killed in prison. That one criminal you saw who got branded, he branded him, and throughout the film, I remember in the theatrical version, he was like, "They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me." Then now after Batman branded, when they put him in prison, the prisoners immediately walked towards him, and the big guy got out a knife and stabbed him multiple times and killing him instantly. So you can see why Superman hates the Batman, and later stopped him and said, if they shine your bat in the sky, if they shine your bat, don't go to it. Yes, Superman can't have a crazed guy in a costume running around murdering people or dealing with crime in that manner. That's not the way you deal with crime. Superman, he still stands for truth, justice, whereas Batman is more dark, aggressive, do whatever it takes. This Batman, do whatever it takes. Batman is justice too, but he's darker, more aggressive, and does whatever it takes. And like I said, Superman is still truth and justice, and won't stand for that. So like I said, it made their rivalries um more clear. It made their rivalries more clear. And of course, like everything else I loved about the film is still here. Of course, the meta human scene, the Wonder Woman investigating the meta, watching trailers for the upcoming just DC Extended Universe film. The what you call scenes, the cool scene where Flash comes out of nowhere and is trying to warn Bruce that Lois is the future. You were right about him. You were right about. No, still don't understand that scene. I guess Flash is warning Batman about the upcoming threat of Apocalypse coming to Earth. Apocalypse coming to Earth. But that's still one of my favorite scenes. I loved how Flash looked like his injustice. His injustice look. Flash looked like his injustice look. Then of course, you have the meeting of Batman, Superman. Now here's one thing the Ultimate Edition does not correct. It does not correct a lot of the plot holes in the film, such as the first the first plot hole in the film is is Doomsday. Is Doomsday's appearance in the film. In the film, when Luthor combines his DNA with Zod, that creates Doomsday, the Doomsday from the comic books. A combination of Lex Luthor and Zod's DNA should look like a combination of Zod and Lex Luthor, and should have been Bolzaro. That's the villain they should have used instead of Doomsday. As much as I love the third act, it does not fit with the movie. As much as I love the third the third act, it does not fit with the movie. After Batman and Superman were done fighting with each other, and after Batman saved Martha, they should have carried Luthor off the jail, and the film should have ended there. The film should have ended there. But this film, they needed a final battle with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and wanted to set up Justice League. That they filmed this final fight with final fight with Doomsday. The next problem with the film is still doesn't make Lex Luthor's plan clear. Even though I understand his plan, people who watch the film won't understand his plan. And of course, those same people, those critics, and all those people gave this film a failing grade. Because they didn't understand his plan. I understand his plan now. He wanted to eliminate Superman. He couldn't stand someone being above him, and he felt that, yeah, even though Darkseid and the Apocalypse group were coming, he could either A, control or make a pact with Darkseid, or if Darkseid tried to kill him, he has a backup plan in Doomsday, and he can control Doomsday and have him kill Apocalypse, and he can rule the planet. So that was probably Lex Luthor's plan, but they didn't make that clear. They didn't make that clear to the people watching the film. And this is what these are the plot holes. The Ultimate Edition does not correct. But like I said, I love the final battle with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman versus Doomsday. That's everything I want to see in a DC extended universe. Like I said, I love this movie. Not only does this movie reminds me of the comics, the DC animated universe, the various DC animated universe and cartoons, and finally the DC animated films, because this film is dark, and this film is violent, just like those DC animated films. Yeah, this was still an awesome film, and like I said, Zack Snyder is not to blame. Zack Snyder is not to blame. Warner Brothers are actually to blame, because they forced Snyder to cut all this stuff out the film. They cut all this stuff out the film and release that incomplete version to theaters, when they should have released this version. Yeah, it would have been in the theater for 3 hours, which is what I didn't like. I would have been in the theater for 3 hours. That's another problem this film has, is pacing issues. But the difference between this film versus another film with pacing issue problems, and the X-Men Apocalypse film, is that this film had a much better story and a much better cast of character, and a much better cast, not cast of characters, but a much better cast when it comes to the actors. Had much better actors in this film, so they got away with it more. This film had Affleck, Cavill, and Irons, and the rest of the cast to carry this movie. Whereas in Apocalypse, no one except for the guy playing Quicksilver, Beast, and Apocalypse and Nightcrawler, none of those cast members are really all that good. So that was the difference between X Men Apocalypse having pacing issues and this film having pacing issues. But like I said, man, this is still awesome. This is still an awesome film. Like I said, despite the problems, the story, the cast members, the action and the visuals carry this story, and I'm happy to hear that the Ultimate Edition has received more positive reviews. As it sadly to say, hasn't changed the critics' reception of the film, but it's received more positive reviews, and like I said, they're moving ahead. They're still moving ahead with the DC extended universe. I'm happy to hear that Justice League will be a lighter film. I hope they don't turn down the superpowers. That's another thing I love better about DC versus Marvel. DC versus the DC extended universe versus the Marvel film. In the Marvel film they toned down the superpower. They toned down the power levels of the superheroes so they can make humans more useful and choreograph better fight scenes. Whereas this film, in Zack Snyder's universe, he actually lives up to how powerful these characters how powerful these characters are in the comic books. He doesn't tone down anything. He goes all out in the action. That's not also one thing. That's the only thing I like better about the X-Men movies versus the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Both the X-Men movies and the DC Extended Universe, when it comes to how powerful these characters are, they don't tone them down. When it comes to the power levels, they go all out. That's another thing I love. That's another thing I love about the DC films. And I hope they don't tone them down in the future. I don't mind them making it lighter. Making a lighter Justice League film will actually add on to the character development of Batman. He'll probably see, after seeing the influence of Superman, he'll probably see that he shouldn't be that violent. And I don't mind Batman being lighter in the Justice League, but being darker and edgier in his universe. So yeah, like I said, just an awesome film. Like I said, this is my second review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and this was my review of the v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. All right, I'm done.